Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share a quick word of wisdom for all of you who are entrepreneurs, those who are working in the gig industry. You got a side hustle, contracting, all those things, right? God has been giving me a word of knowledge in regards to time management and how with entrepreneurs we spend a lot more than the average person who works 9 to 5. We spend a lot more time chasing money. And we're more susceptible to accepting offers or contracts or projects or tasks that really drain us of our time more so than it pays us the money that we're worth. So we're living in, times where people are losing their jobs and they're looking for alternatives to make money, to be able to care for their families, to be able to put food on the table. And so these organizations and companies that are asking for our services, they are often taking advantage of the desperation in people, the desperation of people needing money just to live. It is not far-fetched for a brand or a company to give you an opportunity that is lowballing you financially, but it's requiring for you to work many hours or put forth a lot of effort into completing whatever contract, whatever project or task they're asking for you to do. A lot of times they're asking for you to work 12 plus hours, even days, and giving you just like a flat rate without actually paying you hourly for the time that you're spending on these work projects. And so you're spending more time and energy exerting yourself to get money, and it's not even worth the amount of time that you're working. So I say all this to say that time management as an entrepreneur is extremely important. Do not fall for the devil's trap in chasing opportunities just for money. Always keep time management at the forefront of whatever you're deciding to get into. Always put time first, then the amount of labor that you're going to put into a project second, and then money third. Money is important, but time is something that you cannot get back. Time is currency, and that you spend it. You spend time more than you actually spend money. So look at time as your number one currency in your business and your ventures, and that will create more efficiency in how you achieve your goals and how you are able to fulfill your purpose. Because without that in mind, you're going to always be chasing money. You're going to always be falling into these little traps that zap you of your energy and of your labor, literally stealing your labor and not paying you the money that is worth the amount of labor that you're putting into it. Take this for an example. So this is Swagbucks, which is part of the market research study industry. You can do this on the side to make extra money. But what you have to look out for is these studies that require for you to spend a lot of time for very little money. And in this example, you have to watch a TV show or something like that for 161 minutes, which is equivalent to 2 hours and 40 minutes. And they're only going to give you 500 points, which is equal to $5. Not only that, here's the kicker. You won't get this money right away. You have to wait 4 to 6 weeks for it to clear before you can have access to $5. $5 of your money that you spent 2 hours and 40 minutes for. That is not efficient. That is not a good way to make money. This is not a good way to spend your time trying to make money. You're wasting your time and giving up your labor for free. Okay, so that's just like a small scale example of what I mean as far as like companies asking for a lot of your time and not paying you what you're worth. They're asking you to do these extensive projects, but the money is not equal to what you're putting into it. A lot of times you will see this in project-based contracts where you are just getting paid for the completion of the project rather than the hours that you work. A lot of times those projects will lowball you, okay, and will take much of your time, then give you what you're actually putting into it. So it is best to look at a project or a contract or whatever that is going to pay you by the hour so that you're really getting your time's worth, not your money's worth, but your time's worth. So it makes it all worthwhile. So once again, time is at the forefront of your business. Time is first, then your skills, your labor, your talents, all of that is second. What you're able to bring to the table to fulfill your obligation on your end of the contract. And then lastly is the money. Yes, money is important. Obviously, that's the reason why you're working. But money is something that you can always make, but time is something that you cannot get back. You can't put time away in the bank. You can't save it. You can't put it under a mattress, okay, to save it for later. You can't pass time on to your children. Okay, you can't put time in a vault. Time is spent and it's gone. You can't get it back. Spend time wisely. Don't allow for your need for money to overtake your time management because it will hurt you in the end. A lot of people will be sent to an early grave if they don't stop chasing money and giving up much of their time and energy to that. Rely on the Lord, trust God that He will give you the provision, the manna, the money, whatever resources you need to sustain yourself. I hope that this blesses somebody, anybody who is in, like I said, the gig industry, or you're an entrepreneur. This is good advice to take because you will be worn out if you don't manage your time wisely. It can really harm you in the end. All right. God bless you guys. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next video.